What a chop fest day. Welcome to another video. Hope you're having a wonderful day today. This is my market recap. We didn't take any trades today. Interesting day. It's all about adapting and reacting and not trying to prove anything to anybody, right? As you guys know, today our box was incorrect. Wonderful, right? But will I still stick to a bearish bias tomorrow? Try to prove something to somebody? Fuck no, right? Because we have to adapt. We're adapters, we're reactors instead of we're not a guy who sticks the same. We're gonna adapt to the market, we're gonna react to the market instead of I'm saying trying to prove somebody to somebody, right? Um we're gonna talk about why we had a bear setup, and as well we're gonna talk about why the bull setup looks to be good as well here for the upcoming day tomorrow, right? So today our bear setup here was a weekly ERL to IRL, weekly S&T CRT to the downside. We had a daily, ERL to discounted IRL. Why do I care about this IRL right here? Because it's in premium region. But I'm gonna talk about why this IRL is important as well. We have a daily, S&P CRT to the downside. So that as well. We have another daily CRT to the downside as well, which got disrespected. And we have an expansion daily range. Lastly, right over here, market pressure at a low, pressure at a high, stable low. This is a normal daily range that a 50% of daily range got retraced to. Tap the discount and eventually up high from here. This is the the low tap discount of the daily range and a stable low and eventually stable high. This is premium. This is discount. If you want to sell, discount, want to buy. But I'll tell you guys why that will high likely. Why I'll tell you guys why the market's still going up out of that. Right? Is now before we go tell you about that, we're going to talk about our shorting opportunity here, right? So in the lower time frame, we had a 4-hour range high as a market narrative plus context. We had our 4-hour range high, range low. We had a we're in a premium region, as well as we're looking for a near reversal profile one and a near continuation, right? At the same time, which didn't make sense to me. It wasn't really clear to me here, right? So yeah, our CRT was just 21 o'clock candle because 1 a.m. candle give a confirmation to the 21 o'clock candle here, and as well as that happened, and the 5 a.m. did give us another step to the downside. I'll tell you guys why I didn't take it. It was chop fest, right? I do not want to take a trade in a chop fest, market, right? So that as well, and that's what we had for our narrative. We had another high dealers as well here. We had a pressure low, pressure high, stable low. We're in the premium region, so we want to sell here. I'll tell you guys why that daily range doesn't really matter by having awareness, by having, smart thinking, by adapting, by reacting, right? But if you go to lower time for looking for a near continuation, although you wonder, the edge should make the low there. Why are you looking for near continuation? If I'm bearish, I would need the lunch to make the high of there, right? This case, lunch to make the high, so looking for a near continuation automatically, right? But it didn't pan out at all. So now if you go to the lower time frame, we're first looking at the 8 a.m. candles of CRT, but the 8 a.m. candle disrespected, so we're not looking to take any trade. But this is why it's very important to you guys. This is very important for you guys to know. Knowing when not to trade is way more important than knowing when to trade here, right? Because if you were to force a trade here, and you know when not to trade, if you didn't know when not to trade, you would have faced multiple losses around here because market would chop fest around here, right? So at the 5-minute time frame, we did have a for this 8 a.m. CRT, we did have a confirmation here, but guess what? It was not a legit high, so market will repress it out, right? Whoa, okay. So you see how it makes sense here, right? There was not enough liquidity relying around there. So market repressed the high again, went down lower, but guess what? Anything above the 8 a.m. candle, we will not use a CRT for a near continuation, right? Instead of if, is either that or we're gonna use a 4-hour candles of CRT here, right? In this case, we use the 4-hour candles of CRT. But if we go to lower time frame, the 15-minute time frame to take this trade, I saw this high getting pressed. I saw immediate reaction. Okay, that's a good reaction. But I saw market, going right back above it. It goes above it 2 to 3 times. I was like, okay, this is clearly doesn't show signs of it want to go down, right? Eventually, we had a big bullish candle to the upside. I was like, okay, it's obviously gonna go up high from here. There's no reason for us to stay in a market. I'm gonna call it a day off. Come back tomorrow. But tomorrow for a bullish day because I'll tell you guys why I'm looking for a bullish day tomorrow. High likely, right? I don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow after the London session play out. Then eventually I'm gonna decide if I should be bullish or bearish here, right? But today, this is the bias right over here. The bearish bias, you can see we got a normal confirmation before 12 a.m. 12 p.m. I mean, eventually you got stop loss if you were to enter the trade, but you guys know why. But you guys would have known why we didn't take the trade. It's showing clear signs of it not want to go lower. So it's by adapting and reacting, as well as with chop fast. Market's constantly going up and down. There's literally, if I were to see this chart like this, I would not trade it regardless of if I would, regardless if the market would have gone in our favor. I would not trade it. I would rather trade a clear market, right, than trade a a shitty market, right? In this case, today's market condition was kind of shitty, right? Throughout the whole week, it's kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Monday was these market were going up and down very slowly, right? So I didn't like that. I'm very happy that I'm risked off here, right? You know what I'm saying? As you guys see, throughout the whole week, no trades, so we risked off throughout the whole week here, right? So that's what we're looking for, our bearish spots. Now let's go over our bullish spots. But keep in mind, if we was enter short, would have had us lost. But guess what? Am I gonna enter short? Fuck no. Why? Saying this big bullish candle to the upside when he tabs into the high, that is usually people wondering, well, that's not I see market reversing from that on sometimes I see sometimes the market reversing from it, right? But if you see market consolidating so much around here, it's highly likely to not respect this, right? So it's either you want to stay off because market's doing a shot fest, right? You don't want to stay there. Shout out to Benny for that word, right? What do we say that was a good word, right? Market was doing a chop fest. I ain't trading this. I'm not participating in this market condition, right? As I'm trying to say. Now let's go over why tomorrow is highly to be a bullish day here, right? Wondering, well, Talkie, what a bearish bias. We're gonna go below bearish bias. As you guys know, I'm not here to prove anything to anybody, right? I'm not here to prove myself to somebody else, right? I'm here to get my job done, right? I'm here to react, adapt, and move on, right? And as you guys know, nobody ever has 100% success rate. I do have a 90% bias accuracy, but I will never 90%, right? So that means there's gonna be days where it's gonna be wrong, and the days are today, right? You get it? If I would have had a 100% bias accuracy, I would have made money so much. I would be a multi-billionaire, right? Am I right now? No. In the future, probably will. But am I right now? Nah. Right. So keep that in mind. You're never gonna have 100% win success rate. So all I know is I'm supposed to adapt and react to the market. If the market's showing me signs it wants to go upside, I'm gonna go upside, right? I'm not gonna stick to the downside because market's showing to the upside. I trade a chart and the data, not my feelings, not my PNL, right? That in mind. So, as you guys know, in a 6-month time frame, we have a 6-month CRT right over here. 6-month CRT low got souped. We're going to the 6-month CRT high right over here, right? And you're probably wondering, well, what does that got to do with the daily time frame? I'll show you guys why. I'll show you guys why you got to do with the daily time frame, right? As well, we have a 3-month ERL to IRL, right? As well, have a monthly, nothing in the monthly time frame as of right now. And as you guys see in the weekly time frame, market is leaving a gap here. Keep that in mind for the next week. Because next week is what? A retracement. Next week is a retracement week. Because the 4th of the month, it needs to close for a fair price for the monthly time frame. And monthly time frame, after I go to the daily candle here, give you the monthly candle here, right? That's a big ass range. So market does need to do a full close fair price, right? I think after it hits the 6-month CRT high, it will probably do a fair closing price to close up the weekly range. Eventually go all the way down to this low right over here to weekly fair value gap. Eventually expand higher from here on forward, right? You can see how it all makes sense here, right? It's not random shit, right? And yeah, now let's tell you guys why that gap is important for next week, right? So now let's tell you guys why our bias was wrong, and what could we learn from this. KOD. Like I say, a KOD does not. The KOD does not give. A KOD doesn't care about. A KOD does not care about the daily ranges or expansion daily ranges. Why? Because it's a KOD, the last total soup before minute drawn liquidity. Last low time for total soup before minute drawn liquidity here, which is a 6-month CRT here, right? So tomorrow I'm hoping to be a bullish day. We're going to see. If the drawn gets met before, you know what I'm saying, we get a setup, it's probably going to be, you know, a little hectic, but it is what it is, right? But what do we have here? Why can we go bullish next day? Is well, you know, so you said this is a discount IRL. Keep in mind, KOD, last total soup before minute drawn liquidity. So we have a daily right over here, daily time frame, IRL / KOD to ERL, as well as a daily KOD to the drawn liquidity of the 6-month time frame, right? 6-month time frame is right above this, you know, daily ERL, so it's probably gonna get met as well, right? So now if we go to lower time frame here, we're highly tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, let's just say hypothetically it closes somewhere around here or whatever it closes, right? And we could possibly go, you know, make the new daily opening price and make a lower quick for the agency and eventually expand higher from here, look for a near continuation for the tomorrow, right? And meet the drawn liquidity for the week here. Tomorrow we do have a news here. We have 8 a.m. news, 8 to 8:45 a.m. news here. So tomorrow should definitely be a good day here, right? But yeah, that's the reason why our bias was bearish. But this weekly fair value gap that he's leaving here is very important for us, right, for the next week. And that's why our bias could have been bullish. KOD for the 6-month CRT, as well as KOD for the 3-month ERL to IRL, as well as, you know, a classic expansion profile, one to the upside, Monday low of the week, Tuesday low of the week, a daily IRL to ERL. Like you can see, I have more content to the upside now. But wondering, well, you're still buying a premium? Yes, but there's a KOD happening. A KOD is the last total super for me to draw on liquidity. So yeah, keep that in mind as well. And I do not see. Let's see a. I don't think so. I see. Yeah, I don't see no. I thought I saw OTE. I thought this push to the downside was a OTE here, but it's, I guess not. It's not OTE here. But yeah, also this should definitely be an OTE here, bro. There isn't. Low, high, lower low, higher high. Yeah, this push to the downside looks like to be an OTE from this candle right over here. Yeah, so right around the 0.86 market reverse from there. That could have potentially be a KOD here, but there's gonna be no longing opportunity there, right? So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna have a, you know, possibly a bullish day. I'm not sure, but as you guys know, I'm a reactor. Instead of I react to the market, I do not, you know what I'm saying, try to prove something to somebody or to anybody. I react and adapt. So yeah, it's a quick lesson. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Peace, peace, peace. Join our Discord link description. Damn. Join the Discord link description down below. Peace out.